Hi, I'm Alexandra.
And I'm Evan.
We're within hiking distance. Hi, everyone. Hi there. Bonjour. So sorry. Oh, good. You can see us. Excellent. So sorry for the technical difficulties. We really wanted to see you, but we couldn't connect. So thank you so much for coming to this new link. How are you guys doing? Ça va tout le monde?
Yep, so we got some work to do when we plan these lives, connecting on this. So tried to use with the nice camera, but that didn't work out. So maybe next time. But right now, just using the webcam. But it works.
No, it works. And I want to do a big thank you for everyone who connected. Thank you, Lance from West Coast Hiking, Kay from Happy Trails Hiking. Awesome to see you guys. Marty's crew. Hi, Marty. Christina. Jonathan. Bonjour, Jonathan. Et Lauriane. Coucou, Lauriane. And Outdoor Nomad. Hi, Outdoor Nomad. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us on this live. We're going to make it short. We just wanted to share a little bit more information on our road trip. If you had any question, we just thought it'd be fun, and we just have so much information from our road trip. It's hard to make it go through videos. So we just decided that we would try to make it more interactive with you and see if you have any questions, if there are things that you want to ask us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Yeah. So we finished up our road trip in March earlier this year. We drove 28,775 miles through 11 states, and we actually circled the Western United States twice. So we hit a lot of those states 2 times. We spent 1 to 4 months in each state, so we kind of have a good idea of what we either saw. Also, we filled up a ton because we drove so much, so we have a good idea on the gas prices. So it was interesting putting together that video what we put out a couple weeks ago and getting those analytics, because I didn't even know a lot of that before I put it together. So that was interesting, seeing how close, there's a real close within 1/10 of 1 cent price difference between Oregon and Nevada and price of gas. So I found some interesting facts about it, and it's fun to share. So I think in the future we'll do something like on hotels and Airbnbs, because that's where we stayed at mostly, and we can do a video on that. We saved all those prices. That might be fun.
Yeah, so that was a question from Kay from Happy Trails Hiking, who was just asking, was it mostly camping or staying in houses? We did a little bit of camping, but it would be just over the weekend because Evan worked full time, so it was just easier to be in Airbnbs or rentals or hotels, depending on the season. And I want to say hi also to Lisa from Following the Ages. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see what's next. Did you want to go through the analytics?
Yeah, did you want to talk about more about anything else about the live that we'll do in the future, or you think that's covered? Yeah.
I think that's pretty much covered.
Yeah, all right. Okay. You can pull up. We have the graph that we had in the video, so I'll pull that up quickly. Let's see.
Can you just... Alors, pour les Français qui sont en ligne, en fait, on faisait juste un petit résumé de notre... ça va être pour discuter de combien a coûté l'essence dans les États à visiter, et aussi, si vous avez des questions sur notre road trip, n'hésitez pas à nous les poser et puis on vous répondra aux questions en français.
All right. So we traveled through 11 states. The top 3 were, California above everybody with an average price of $3.52, and then we go to Washington State with $3.14, and like I said, Oregon and Nevada pretty much had the same with $2.90. So those rounded up the top 3, and the bottom 3 were New Mexico, by far the cheapest, with $2.15 average price, Idaho with $2.50, and Arizona with $2.54. And in the middle, we had Utah, Colorado, and Montana. I think we had a question on whether or not gas prices changed our route. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, Alex.
Right, yeah, so that was Lisa from Following the Ages that was asking us on our video, on the video we posted a couple of weeks ago, if the price of gas made any difference on our road trip, and our answer was no, because we wanted to go to those places anyway. So we spent 4 months in California, and we didn't look into the price of the gas because we just figured that was going to be the price to pay to see those places. But it was definitely a nice change when we then went to New Mexico and saw that the prices were much lower. So it never was an issue for us. We never budgeted on gas. We did in hotels and where we were staying. We had a budget for where we were staying, but never for gas.
Right. It was never an issue. So we wanted to see, the parks, and there's lots of stuff to see in California and Washington State, and those are the top 2 highest gas states. So still a lot to see there. So we need to go back anyway. And so like Alex said, we just primarily budget on hotels and Airbnb.
It's really, I wanted to say hi to Gil. Gilbert Rod, who's with us. Hi, Gil. Nice to see you. And we also have Avon Tube. Hi, nice to have you with us. Welcome to our channel. And to the wonderful people that are in the chat, please interact with us. We're talking about our road trip. If you went on a road trip, and we're talking about the prices of gas and our the repairs we did on our car. And so if you have any story you want to share, please feel free to share it in the chat. That would be very interesting.
So, we started off with an older vehicle anyway. So that was a 2002 RX Lexus 300. And so it had a lot of miles already. We hadn't had any issues in the past. So in the past, when we lived in Washington, D.C., we just take it like maybe 1,000 miles a year, and that's pretty much weekends for groceries. But now we've put on a lot more miles since then, and we did run into those issues. In the video, I showed a couple clips. I guess the intro clip of when we broke down in outside Arches, and we did that once again in Zion National Park. So luckily, I think both times are on a Sunday, right? I think so.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, both times on a Sunday. So usually everything's closed, mechanic-wise. So kind of had to, I don't know, it worked out. Luckily, not in the middle of Death Valley or anywhere remote, because we were in a lot of remote places. So that's good that we didn't break down remote.
Yes, because we read that if you need to be towed from Death Valley, it costs a couple $1,000. So it's definitely not somewhere you want to be towed from. Bon, pour les Français, en fait, qui sont en ligne, on est en train de raconter que notre voiture est tombée en carafe 2 fois. 2 fois, à chaque fois, c'était un dimanche, donc les garages étaient fermés. Et on a eu de la chance parce qu'on était en ville à chaque fois, donc on n'était pas au milieu de nulle part. Et on a réussi à chaque fois à trouver un garagiste qui était assez sympathique et qui nous a aidés très gracieusement à chaque fois à remettre notre voiture en route, ou en tout cas à nous ramener jusqu'à notre hôtel pour qu'on puisse continuer notre voyage.
And we did, at the beginning, we didn't budget anything for breakdowns or anything like that. So that's just extra. So just the cost of traveling, I guess, if you're going to travel that much, there's going to be breakdowns. The last big one was the transmission being replaced, which was a bummer because that cost quite a bit. But other than that, maintenance, minor repairs with the exhaust leak, oil leak, I don't know. Probably costs way more than the price of the vehicle altogether. But I don't know. It's still running.
For now. Yeah. And I see Ryan from Burnwood Bushcraft just joined in. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. It's good to see you. And Kay was mentioning that she found out that eating out versus grocery shopping was over 3 times the price at restaurants. So that's definitely something that we did a lot. We barely ate outside. We would always go grocery shopping and making sandwiches for hikes. We're very minimalist in many ways.
Yep. Got a lot of use out of the microwaves inside the hotels and Airbnbs.
Yes, cooking with a microwave was an interesting learning curve.
A lot of the same, and I don't know. We usually went out hiking after work, so I guess by that time we were hungry anyway, so it didn't matter.
Definitely. I want to say hi to Panic Deep Paranormal History. Hi guys, how are you? It's nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Did you want to talk about the price of gas inside national parks versus outside?
Yes, I'm going to. I just see a question from Kay about did we both work remotely while we were traveling? So Evan was working full time, and I quit my job to do the road trip because it would have been just too difficult because our son was just a little over 2. And he's a very active little boy, as you can see from the videos. And he needs to be out and about and moving. And so we just figured out that was going to be the best solution for us. And it worked out pretty well. I mean, you were with your work and being able to manage with the travel. And so let's see. So yes, I wanted to mention about gas prices in national parks. So for those of you guys who have been out and about to national parks, you know that some national parks have gas stations inside, or even sometimes, you know, you want to stop before the national park to put in all the gas you can so that you don't get stranded inside the national park. And so we've noticed that the prices definitely go higher when you get your gas in national parks. And actually, I don't know if you ever noticed, there's no prices in gas stations in national park because you don't have an option. That's just whatever, there are prices, whatever you're going to have to pay for. So I wanted to ask you guys in the chat, which national park do you think was the most expensive gas-wise? So not necessarily one that has a gas station inside, but also just outside of it in the West. And that's from our own experience. So
yeah, I mean, we didn't fill up a ton inside parks anyway.
We tried to avoid as much as possible.
Avoid that, but there's a couple times. So there's probably more expensive ones out there.
So I see Gil saying Yellowstone, Happy Trails Hiking saying Redwood National Park. Oh, Nomadic in Nature. Hi. Thank you for being with us. Nomadic in Nature says we use Gas Buddy to find cheaper gas in the area. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. We should look it up. I'm sure that's a good one. Oh, hi, Elf Lord's Journey. Nice to see you. So good to have you with us. Thanks. Yellowstone. Marty says Yellowstone. Outdoor Nomad says Teton. Sadly, Teton, we couldn't go there. We had to skip because we're going to camp, and when we were supposed to go, it dropped in the 20s, and we're just not going to camp in the 20s with our 2-year-old.
It was snowing already.
It was snowing. It was just not the good condition. So sadly, that's the only national park that we really had to completely skip on our trip, and that was for weather reasons. And so let's see, you paid almost $5 a gallon in Yosemite. Oh my gosh. Okay, we were staying about 40 minutes outside of Yosemite, so we never ever got too close to filling it inside, but that's really steep. And you know, it's really big. So from our experience, the national park that was the most expensive in gas was Grand Canyon. And that was compared to gas prices that were just 10 or 15 miles down the road to getting gas right next to Grand Canyon. So we were staying just outside Grand Canyon in Tucson, in the city of or the town of Tucson. And the gas was a full $1 more than the previous town. So that was definitely the biggest difference we've noticed.
Yep. Otherwise, I think gas in Yellowstone wasn't too bad. We just filled up there once, and that was in Bridge Bay, I think. Yeah, so, but yeah, definitely more. I think that Yosemite one that we saw in there, that wins.
Definitely. I mean, the only national park that we found was actually regular price or just outside was Death Valley. We filled up the gas just before getting in Death Valley, and we filled it once inside Death Valley.
Yeah, maybe.
And the guys, the prices were actually slightly lower than in Las Vegas. So that was a surprise. That's the only one that was actually fairly decently priced. Donc en fait, là, pour les Français, ce qu'on est en train de dire, c'est que les prix de l'essence étaient parfois assez chers dans les parcs nationaux, et en particulier dans le Grand Canyon, où là, ça coûtait un peu plus d'$1 par gallon en plus que le prix habituel au niveau de l'essence. Donc ça avait quand même des grosses différences. Donc si vous visitez les parcs nationaux, remplissez, faites le plein de la voiture bien avant d'arriver dans le parc.
All right.
Outdoor Nomad says inside Yellowstone was cheaper than the town of West Yellowstone 2 weeks ago. 30 cents difference. Yeah, and that's the price that we've noticed. That's interesting that it was cheaper inside Yellowstone, but the 30 cents difference is usually what we've seen versus inside the national park versus outside the national park on average. How many miles per gallon were you averaging as Gil?
18 to 20, probably more. Yeah, I think that was the average of what the car does.
Thank you, Marty, for the encouragement. Love it. Well, we're thinking so Marty is saying that we should do more live streams, and if this live is really fun, it's thanks to you guys. You are just absolutely awesome. Look at all the engagement you have in the chat room, and you're really contributing to the chat and to our live, and thank you so much for doing that. And so we're thinking about actually doing a live stream weekly, every Thursday at 2:30 Pacific time. And every time will be a different topic. This time we wanted to talk about gas prices and our stats. But next time we will probably also, we want to talk about maybe a specific national park, or if there's a subject that you're really interested into, please let us know in the chat, in an email, and on social media, whatever whatever is easy for you to contact us on, and let us know what you want to hear. Because we just, like I said, we have so much information. We just can't make it all go through one video a week. It's just, and Evan works full time. I now work part time, and sometimes it feels more like full time. And our son is not in school yet, so it's just, we figured that would be the easiest way to just make the information go out. So yes, and let me see. I see it's already 3, and I know we started late, so maybe we can just, I wanted to wrap up quickly, and I wanted to thank every one of you. And I actually want to thank particularly Kay from Happy Trails Hiking, because she's been following us since practically we started. And if you don't know Kay, and I think all of you guys know Kay, but if you don't know her, Kay and Matt are based in Missouri, and they make videos on park travel reviews. And Kay has a daily show on every weekday, Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and she's talking about healthy lifestyle. So if you haven't been to one of her lives, go. She's a pro. She's not going to have technical issues like us. And she really knows what she's talking about. I know, right? Kay? Who's Kay? Who's that Kay? But I really want to do, I thank you, all of you. You've been all wonderful to us. And wonderful friends. Really, I'm so grateful for getting to know you through YouTube. And yes, I think that was it.
Yep. So we'll think of a topic for next week. We'll put out a thumbnail, and hopefully it works a little bit better. So.
Yes. So thank you all very much for joining in today. We appreciate your support so much. You mean a lot to us, and I really mean that. So I can't wait to see your next videos, guys, because you guys rock. And we'll see you very soon. Take care. Alors, merci à tout le monde. Merci à tous les Français d'être venus nous voir ce soir parce qu'il est très tard chez vous, il est minuit là. Merci beaucoup d'être venus assister à notre live. Je sais que c'était principalement en anglais, mais vous avez fait l'effort de venir et je vous en suis vraiment très, très reconnaissante tous les deux. Et on vous envoie plein de gros bisous parce que vous êtes des Français. On vous fait plein de bises. À bientôt.